Hello, how are you today? This is Wolfgang Gray with Gray's Horizons. I hope you're doing well. You didn't vote for inflation. You didn't vote for CBDCs or private stablecoins replacing your currency. You didn't vote to be priced out of your own time. But it's all happening anyways. Because the people who shape your economic life aren't elected. They aren't accountable, and they don't ask for your consent. Is this democracy, or is it shadow monarchy in a digital suit? We were told, your vote matters. You have representation. The system works. But what has your vote actually protected you from? Did it stop your currency from being debased? Did it prevent your savings from being hollowed out by inflation? Did it give you a say in whether the Fed bailed out billionaires in 2008? No, because you live in a system where your input is symbolic, but your compliance is enforced in code. Technocracy is ruled by expert class, central bankers, behavioral economists, regulatory bodies, AI-trained models. They tell you it's scientific, efficient, data-driven. What it really is governance without consent. No one voted for Jerome Powell. No one elected the IMF or BIS. No one asked for a carbon credit score or a 15-minute city. But here it is, baked into policy, embedded in platforms, hard-coded into your money. You can vote for your city council. You can vote for your president, but you can't vote for the Federal Reserve, BlackRock, ESG rating agencies that throttle your investment accounts, the payment processor that flags your transaction for non-compliance. Your financial reality is being governed by institutions you can't see, through systems you can't question. This isn't politics. This is infrastructure control disguised as progress. This system doesn't use soldiers or ballots to control you. It uses code, currency, and consequence. Let's break it down. Central bank digital currencies, or maybe a private stablecoin, programmable money, trackable, controllable. They can expire, be restricted by category, or denied entirely based on behavior. 2, ESG scoring your access to investment, credit, and opportunity is increasingly tied to how well you align with someone else's values. Not financial values, ideological ones. Algorithmic lending and KYC, your access to capital now depends on your data footprint, your search history, who you follow, what you buy. Dynamic pricing and risk-based controls, insurance, interest rates, payment gateways, all adjusting in real time based on models you never see. They don't need to tell you no. The algorithm just never says yes. What you can't buy, where you can't go, what you can't say is determined not by law, but by system architecture. This is financial freedom redesigned for passive compliance. Most people don't resist this system because they don't see it. You're not told to obey. You're told to sign in, to verify, to accept all. You're not punished for disobedience. You're simply denied access, quietly, efficiently, automatically. This isn't tyranny by decree, it's governance by default setting. Freedom is no longer about protest or policy. It's about access, and access is controlled by back-end code, compliance frameworks, invisible policies enforced by APIs, not police. You can't opt out of a system you can't see. You can't challenge what's never on the ballot. You can't resist what you've already consented to by scrolling. What used to be government is now platform. What used to be rights are now toggles. And if you want to function in the world, to buy, to sell, to move, to store, you have to play by terms you didn't write. The train is crazy, I know. This isn't just loss of control. It's the illusion of agency wrapped in the architecture of compliance. They don't govern you, they configure you. Maybe they're sending a train here to stop me. You were told monarchies were gone. That power now belongs to the people. But look closer. Real power today doesn't wear a crown. It signs no bills. It makes no speeches. It meets behind closed doors. It operates through foundations, NGOs, black box algorithms, and supranational institutions. You don't vote for the World Economic Forum, the Bank for International Settlements, Vanguard, BlackRock, or State Street. The train too shall pass. But they influence more policy than most elected leaders ever will. It's not the king you see that rules you. It's the boardroom you never heard of. This is the new monarchy. Private asset managers directing central bank policy. Non-governmental organizations shaping regulation. AI systems ranking risk and allocating capital. And you? You're a data point in a credit model, a node on a compliance chain, collateral in a global risk portfolio. They don't need to convince you. They just need you to participate. You click agree, you show up, you comply. And the system keeps rolling, not because it's democratic, but because it's frictionless. This isn't capitalism, it isn't communism, it's compliance capitalism, a system where the economy rewards behavior, not value. You don't lose freedom at all. You don't lose freedom all at once, you lose it by degree as algorithms adjust what you're allowed to access. Your bank won't block you, but it might reassess your risk. Your card won't be declined. It will require verification. Your investments won't be banned. They'll just be ESG screened out of reach. Shadow banning? Behind every restriction is a justification for your safety, for the climate, for equity, for transparency. But none of it leads to freedom, because freedom means uncertainty, and uncertainty doesn't score well at models. In this world, programmable money is seen as convenient. Behavioral tracking is sold as customization. Central control is reframed as public-private partnership. But the real partnership is between algorithms and control, between data and obedience. It's not about who rules, it's about who programs. Who can't outvote code, but you can choose not to be defined by it. If control is programmed, then freedom must be manual. Freedom today doesn't mean waving a flag or casting a vote. It means building systems that don't require permission. Because in a world where access is a privilege and risk is a score, freedom isn't a right, it's a skill. Real freedom today looks like Bitcoin, because value without permission is a firewall against control. Gold and silver, because they don't crash on command. Peer-to-peer trade, because friction is liberty. privacy tools, because surveillance is policy, not safety. Time wealth, because freedom starts with owning your hours. It's not about living off-grid, it's about owning the tools that can't be turned off remotely. It's not about rebellion, it's about resilience. It's not about overthrowing a king. It's about building a life the algorithm can't measure. In the age of managed obedience, sovereignty is an act of creation, and it starts with asking, what part of your life is already programmed? And how do you rewrite it? You weren't born into freedom. You were born into a system that mimics it, one that smiles while it scores you and offers convenience in place of consent. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. You can still exit, not all at once, but one layer at a time. Exit dependence, exit surveillance, exit the idea that access equals freedom. Because the moment you stop trading your autonomy for ease is the moment you start remembering who you are. You don't need to tear the system down. You just need to stop feeding it. Reclaim your tools, reclaim your time, reclaim your attention. Because if we don't build what comes next, they will. And they'll sell it back to us as progress. This isn't about politics anymore. This is about architecture and authorship. If this video struck a nerve, it means you're paying attention. That's step one. Step two, share it, like it, subscribe. And start building. Until next time, stay sharp, stay sovereign, and I'll see you in the next one.